What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Layton Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney Layton. Okay, let's recap. Every time I see that title, my mind goes blank. Okay. Previously, we cross-examined the witness, who is the guard who arrested Cantabella, and we have determined that he is unreliable. And that's pretty much where we are now, and we're pleading not guilty verdict. That's more like it. Looks like I'm starting to win over the judge.
Objection!
Don't forget that the defendant admits all charges. Surely her guilt is beyond doubt.
Objection!
The defendant is just a schoolgirl. You can't go on her confession alone. So far, we have established only one thing. That Mr. Smiles is neither an expert nor even a reliable witness.
Hold it!
In my long 6-month career as a security guard, never have my professionalism and expertise been questioned. Isn't 6 months barely past the probation period? You're saying Goldilocks there is innocent. In other words, that she didn't assault anyone. And that she didn't steal this toy? Isn't that so, Mr. Lawyer? Yes, at least, we have yet to see any proof that she tried to steal it. Hehehehe, I got you there. Huh? What? Got me how? I have a decisive piece of evidence. The proof that the girl was trying to kidnap PC Badger. What? You do? Even Flinch is shocked. When I seized the girl at the crime scene, she was clasping this in her hand. She didn't even seem to notice. And what would that be? It would appear to be PC Badger's tag, Your Honor. Now that you mention it, this mascot does have some sort of ill-fitting tag attached. What's this engraved on the tag? Is that an address? Oh, you mean there's an address written on there? It would appear to be Scotland Yard's and their telephone number. It is Scotland Yard's mascot, after all. This tag, it's been ripped from one of the PC Badger toys? Yes, sir! The suspect was caught in the act of nicking this very toy. The tag was ripped off during the fight. What? Then this tag is... What we have here is the decisive evidence that she was trying to steal the cargo. No way! I wasn't expecting evidence like that.
Objection!
Witness! I was never informed of such evidence. If you had this in your possession, why didn't you hand it to the police? Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor. I am an expert at what I do. And my expert advice to myself was that I'd better keep this as my secret weapon. So I waited for the right moment to single-handedly settle this trial. Ugh. Looks like Flinch and I are both in uncharted waters now. This tag is vital evidence. It will be added to the court record. Tag torn from PC Badger. Isabella was clasping it in her hand when seized by Smiles. Defense? Mr. Wright, was it? Yes, Prosecutor Flinch. Your appearance in this court was a very hastily decided affair. That's true. That call from the Attorneys Association came out of nowhere. Perhaps, in all the confusion, the request from your client escaped your attention. Were you not instructed to accept the sentence proposed by the prosecution? Come to think of it, Miss Darklaw did say something about that before the trial. She's pleading guilty, so there's not much you need to do. I suggest you accept the punishment proposed by the prosecution. That's what you were asked to do. You have convinced us all of your skill, so your good name will not suffer. Why not simply admit the defendant is guilty and call it a day, What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Depending on your stance on this matter, the court may now pass the verdict. My stance? That's something I don't need to think twice about. I can't believe they gave me the option. I wonder what would have happened. The defense requests that the trial continue. What? The defense stands by its assertion that Espella Cantabella is not guilty. Very well, Mr. Wright. If that's your desire, then I too have a request to make. Your Honor. Yes, Prosecutor Flinch? The prosecution calls its second witness. The victim, probably. Hey, wait a second! What about me? Come on, guys, don't forget about Johnny. Let me start over from the top. No detail omitted. I suggest you leave the witness stand and go back to witnessing your crimes on television. Yes. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm gonna miss you, Johnny. It's probably the victim now. Hold on, let me just drink something here. I believe a break is in order. The court will now adjourn for a 15-minute break. Mr. Flinch, prepare your witness. Is that understood? Yes, Your Honor. The defense has no objections. Looks like Flinch finally got serious about this case. And that means the real game starts now. I wonder if I'm gonna switch now. I am. I'm switching back to Layton, probably. Ba-bop. Ba-bop. Ba. Very interesting. Phew, glad the first part's over. That witness was quite a character. I bet he'd love to be one in a crime drama. He'd end up making it a comedy, though. I'd hate it if poor Espella was found guilty because of this shaky testimony. But at least now it looks like we might be able to get Espella a not guilty verdict. Yeah, I hope that cheered Espella up a bit. I forgot about Darklaw. She's reading my newspaper. Maybe it's just me, but she doesn't look pleased. Oh, it's you. I appreciate your efforts, Mr. Wright. Thank you. But while I understand your drive to win this case... My drive? This is not the time for your personal ambitions. I told you before, didn't I? That Espella is pleading guilty and that you should accept the proposed punishment. This incident has already been settled between our school and the police. But, Miss Darklaw, Espella could be innocent. Believe me, it will be in Espella's best interest if you end the trial as soon as possible. The more this trial drags on, the more traumatic it is for this poor girl. I'm sorry. She may be saying that she's guilty, but is she really? In any case, Mr. Wright, we don't want our school being shoved into the limelight, Shoved into the limelight because of this case. So if you could please refrain from picking at meaningless details such as that toy. Get this trial over with quickly. This is your client's wish, Mr. Wright. I understand. I'll do my best. It's a relief to hear that. Let's go, Espella. Yes, Miss Darklaw. What the heck was that all about? We've been busting our butts in there trying to prove that Espella is innocent, and she expects us to just give up now? Why are you yelling at me, Maya? But when you think about it, Darklaw's acting very strange. Her own pupil's on trial, and she just stands around reading other people's newspapers? Yeah, what's she so busy reading about anyway? There's nothing about Espella in that paper. Was she checking the soccer scores or something? Maya's newspaper, the front page article is about jewel thieves in London. The break is almost over. We'd better go back. Flinch looks really confident about this new witness. I'm Espella's defense attorney. I'll stand by her no matter what. I wonder if this is the last witness. Oh, she's the witness. Interesting. The court will now reconvene. Prosecution, is your witness ready? Of course, Your Honor. Bailiff, please bring her in. Oh, no, it is the victim. Probably. Yep, that's her. Witness, state your name and occupation.
My name is Olivia Aldente. winds of the Mediterranean Sea carry the spicy scent of a seafood stew. A hot Sicilian stew that soothes the hearts of sailors braving the raging waters.
I like all these witness animations.
Blessed be the Sicilian cuisine and il nostro mare.
Yes, Miss Aldente is employed as a cook on the freighter where the crime happened. A cook? That's interesting attire you are wearing, Miss Aldente. This is my work outfit. It gets very hot in the kitchen, you know. It will be a pleasant change after the chocoholic god. He got up my nose. Nice to see the judges remaining impartial. Miss Aldente discovered the defendant in the cargo hold when she went for supplies. She found Espella. That would make her the crew member that Johnny saw fighting with Espella. That is right, Mr. Wright. Ugh. Miss Aldente was the first person to discover the intruder. Then, she is the victim of assault, hit with a steel pipe. How cruel! If I'd only had my precious kitchen knife with me at the time. Ooh, that's cool. I'd have shown her my exceptional, but exceptional cutting skills. Nick, look at that. She's an expert potato peeler. You'd better watch out around her. I'll keep that in mind. Witness, we will now hear your testimony. Describe to us what happened in the cargo hold. Certamente. Gladly. Mediterranean, so, I mean, the Mediterranean's a large place. Are you Greek? Is that what that accent is? It's certainly not. I think, hold on, let's see. I mean, Egypt is technically on the Mediterranean as well. What's to the east? Yeah, I went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 o'clock p.m. Okay, yeah, that's right. And I found that girl hiding and clutching one of them Bizarro toys. She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe. She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge, but she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes. All that seems right, so I'm gonna have to just press all the statements and hope for new evidence. According to the medical report, you suffered a laceration to your head, correct? Ah, that. It's covered by the chef hat, so you can't see it now. But when I chop up veggies, it hurts in the rhythm of the strikes. Chop, chop, chop. That sounds most terrible, Miss Aldente. I should have been more careful, but she looked like a little peculiar girl. Like peculiar girl? Peculiar girl? Olivia is much taller than Espella. Yeah, Espella's about the same size as you. I may be short, but I'm well proportioned, and that's what matters. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to present the decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. This is a photograph of the defendant's fingerprints on the steel pipe. Hold on a minute, let's see here. So that is... what the hell? Hold on. How does that even... how do you hold it like that? That's like your left hand front, and then your right hand. So she was... what? Okay. As you can see, the fingerprints are very clear. They were left by the assailant. They have already been examined and found to be those of the defendant. You know what that probably means? She was wait. She was attacked first by the chef, probably. Well, that settles it. This is undoubtedly decisive evidence. What? The fingerprints on the weapon are Espella's? Just to put your inquisitive mind at peace, Mr. Wright, there were no other fingerprints. This photograph shall be added to the evidence. Interesting. Hey, have I not warned you, Mr. Wright? Hold on, let me check out the details of this bad boy. No, not the police records. I'm looking for... yes, the details of the pipe. Ah. How does this work exactly? I'm trying to find what I can be... Maybe it's too soon. You know what, we'll save it for later. I'm sure they'll tell us what we're supposed to do with it. Further examination is but a waste of time. Nick, what do we do now? This evidence clearly points to Espella. We're pleading that Espella's not guilty. And if she's innocent, then this witness is lying. All we need to do is expose that lie. I've got to think straight and focus on finding the truth. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Good. I went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 o'clock p.m.
Hold it!
You had to check the supplies at that late hour? It must be tough being a cook. Know the saying, a thirsty sailor will drink the old Mediterranean Sea? That's why I always need to make sure we're properly stocked up, sweetie. Is she making those sayings up? The incident occurred at 10:20 p.m. when Smiles was doing the rounds. I see. Understood. And what happened in the cargo hold? I found that girl hiding and clutching one of them Bizarro toys.
Hold it!
And this bizarre toy she was holding was none other than... PC Badger, was it? The girl held it in a tight grip like a seahawk holds its prey. Are you certain it was the defendant? It was kinda dark in that room, but I swear on Neptune it was her. The witness was engaged in a face-to-face fight with the defendant. Even if the room was poorly lit, there's no doubt she would recognize her assailant. Espella was holding PC Badger. Did she intend to steal it? What did the witness do upon discovering the intruder? She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe.
Hold it!
The defendant tried to escape. She had nowhere to run though, because she was at the far end of the room. I'm really good at catching chickens that try to run from the knife, so I caught her rapidamente. And when you caught her, things took a violent turn. Yeah, she was so small, you know, you wouldn't think that she had it in her. There was a steel pipe propped against the wall right next to her. Was it the pipe from this picture? Yeah, she picked it up and then held it in both hands, and then... She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge.
Hold it!
You're sure it was the defendant that swung the pipe at you?
Objection!
We know it was the defendant because her fingerprints were found on the weapon. As you can see, she held the pipe with both hands just as the witness has stated. Ugh. Espella's fingerprints. That's some hard evidence. But then again, what is it, Nick? There's something about those fingerprints. Oh, it sounds like you're onto something, Nick. Don't get too excited, it's just a hunch. These fingerprints, they don't look quite right to me for some reason. Yeah, because the hand placement's all wrong. Espella swung this pipe while holding it in both hands. In any case, pray tell us what happened after the defendant took a swing at you. But she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes.
Hold it!
Do you remember the moment you were hit? Sort of. It was dark, so I'm not exactly sure how it happened. See? I'm clever with my fingers, but not that good at dodging steel pipes, so I got it. And you're positive there was no one else at the crime scene? Yep. Ah, that cute guard suddenly walked in, sort of nonchalantly. Now that I think about it, the door suddenly opened and I turned towards it. That must be when I got hit, so it was his fault. Eh? Oh. I'll have my revenge. They say my special spice blend is too strong for human consumption. I don't think we'll ever be able to taste chocolate afterwards. And that is over 20 minutes, so I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned next week for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.